Well, this evening we have our second weekend of performances of Much Ado About Nothing as part of Silverwood on Stage. Public Theater Minnesota has been producing Shakespeare outdoors for 5 years, but this is our first year over at Silverwood Park.
He wears his faith, but as the fashion of his hat. It ever changes with the next block.
I see, lady. The gentleman is not in your book.
No! And he were, I would burn my study.
And the play is about these two sets of lovers taking a risk to discover that they can love and forgive each other and be reconciled at the end of the play.
It is an offense to stay a man against his will.
Oh, by lady, I think it be so.
Ha-ha!
Knows me! Help it!
When you walk into this park, it's not just like stopping by the playground at the end of the block. You can pop in here and find 80 acres of beautiful oak forest, prairie, and fields with nice walking trails, fishing piers, picnic grounds, things like that, all in a very natural setting. And really less than a mile from Highway 694, you can find this place. So somebody coming home from work, having a stressful day, can pull in here, go for a walk, listen to the birds, see the animals, really have a nice relaxing time, maybe more so than they might be able to do in a smaller park.
We want to share passion, we want to share storytelling, and this is just an absolutely fabulous setting to do it in. And again, it builds that community, people talking to one another.
Silverwood Park is really a dream come true for us. We started working on this project 2 years ago with Tom Moffat and Tom McDowell and people over at the Three Rivers Park District office. And it took a while to figure out how we were going to fit these two organizations together, but it has worked out beautifully with the concerts and the plays. It's an entire summer of entertainment that's free, all featuring emerging professional artists. It's really kind of an amazing experience.
If you leave your cares at the door, then we swear we will leave you wanting more. It's no surprise that we're full of tales of secrets and lies. The night is young, it makes sense to lose all signs of pretense. You be you and I'll be me, and where it goes, I guess we'll see. Say yes to taking chances, to long and lingering glances, to one more round of dances. We'll see where it goes. Say yes to finding love here. Now I found you, my dear.
I learn in this letter, Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina!
She is very near by this. She was not 3 leagues off when I left her.
How many gentlemen have you lost in this action?
But few of any sort, and none of name.
I learn here Don Pedro had bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio.
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion.
I pray you, is Signor Montanto returned from the wars or no?
I know none of that name, lady. There was none such in the army of any sort.
What is he that you ask for, niece?
My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua.
Oh, he's returned, and as pleasant as ever he was.
I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many hath he killed? For indeed, I promise to eat all of his killing.
Faith, niece, I'll tax Signor Benedict too much. But he'll be meat with you, I doubt it not.
He hath been a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier to a lady. But what's he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtues.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man. But for the stuffing, Well, we are all mortal.
You must not, girl, mistake my niece. There's a merry war betwixt Signor Benedict and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, she gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and now is the whole man governed with 1. Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
Is't possible.
Very easily possible. He wears his faith, but as the fashion of his hat. It ever changes with the next block.
I see, lady, the gentleman is not in your book.
No, and he were, I would burn my study. But who is his companion? Is there no young squire now that will make a voyage with him to the devil?
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. He is sooner caught than the pestilence, and the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Claudio. If he has got the Benedict, it will cost him 1,000 pounds ere he be cured.
I will hold friends with you, lady.
Do, good friend.
You will never run mad, niece.
No, not till a hot January.
Don Pedro is approached.
Oh, good Signor Leonato. Are you come to meet your trouble? The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace. For trouble being gone, comfort should remain. But when you depart from me, sorrow abides, and happiness takes his leave.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter.
Her mother had many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
Signor Benedict. No, for then you were a child.
If Signor Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders, for all Messina is like him as she is.
I wonder that you will still be talking. Signor Benedict, nobody marks you.
What? My dear Lady Disdain, are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die when she has such meat food to feed it as Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat? But it is certain I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted, and I would that I could find in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women! They would else have been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God and my cold blood I'm of your humor for that. I'd rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall scape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse, and 'twere such a face as yours were.
Well, you are a rare parrot, teacher.
Bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue, and so good a continuer, but keep your way a God's name. I have done.
You always end with the jade's trick. I know you of old.
Signor Benedict and Signor Claudio, my dear friend Leonato hath invited you all. I tell him we shall stay here at the least a month, and he heartily prays some occasion may detain us longer.
Let me bid you welcome. Oh, my lord, being reconciled to the prince, your sister, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I'm not of many words, but I thank you.
Please, your grace, lead on.
Your hand, Leonato. We will go together.
Benedict, didst thou note the daughter of Signor Leonato?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me as an honest man should do, for my simple, true judgment, or would you have me speak after my custom as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee, speak in sober judgment.
Why, methinks she's too low for high praise, too brown for a fair praise, too little for a great praise. Only this commendation I can afford her, that were she other than she is, she were unhandsome, and being no other but as she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkest I am in sport. I pray thee, tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
Yea, and a case to put it into.
In mine eye, she is the sweetest lady that ever I looked upon.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. There's her cousin, and she, were not possessed with a fury, exceeds her as much in beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband. Have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn the contrary. If Hero would be my wife...
Is come to this! In faith, hath not the world one man, but he will wear his cap with suspicion? Shall I never see a bachelor of 80 again? Go to it, faith, and thou wilt needs thrust thy neck into a yoke, wear the print of it, and sigh away Sundays. Oh, look! Don Pedro is returned to seek you.
What secret hath held you here that you followed not to Leonardo's?
I would your grace would constrain me to tell.
I charge thee on thy allegiance.
You hear, Count Claudio? I can be as secret as a dumb man. I would have you think so. But on my allegiance, mark you this, on my allegiance. He is in love. With who? Now that is your grace's part. Mark you how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonato's short daughter.
Amen if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth, I speak my thought.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my two-faced and troths, my lord, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I neither feel how she should be loved, nor know how she should be worthy, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me. I will die in it at the stake.
Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty.
And never could maintain his part, but in the force of his will.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her.
Ah.
That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. But that I will have a retreat winded in my forehead, or hang my bugle in an invisible baldric, all women shall pardon me. I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee, ere I die, look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord, not with love.
Well, as time shall try, in time the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may, but if ever the sensible Benedict bear it, pluck out the bull's horns and set them in my forehead, and let me be vilely painted. And in such great letters as they write, here is good horse for hire, let them signify under my sign. Here you may see Benedict, the married man.
If this should ever happen, thou wouldst be horn mad.
Signor Benedict, repair to Leonardo's. Commend me to him and tell him I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made great preparation.
I have almost matter enough in me for such an embassage, and so I commit you...
To the tuition of God, from my house, if I had one.
The 6th of July, your loving friend Benedict.
Mock not! Mock not! Examine your conscience. And so I leave you.
My liege, your highness now may do me some good.
My love is thine to teach. Teach it but how, and thou shalt see how apt it is to learn any hard lesson that may do thee good.
Hath Leonardo any son, my lord?
No child but Hero. She's his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord. When you went onward in this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye that liked, but had a rougher task in hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I am returned, and that war thoughts have left their places vacant. In their rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young Hero is, saying I liked her ere I went to wars.
Thou wouldst be like a lover presently and tire the hearer with a book of words. If thou dost love fair Hero, cherish it, and I will break with her and with her father, and thou shalt have her.
How sweetly do you minister to love that knows love's grief by his complexions.
I know we shall have reveling tonight. I will assume thy part in some disguise and tell fair Hero that I am Claudio. And in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart and take her hearing prisoner with the force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. Then after to her father will I break, and the conclusion is, she shall be thine. In practice, let us put it presently.
What the good year, my lord? Why are you thus out of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds. Therefore sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
Oh, and when I have, what blessing brings it?
If not a present remedy, at least a patient sufferance.
I wonder that thou, being as thou sayest thou art born under Saturn, would go about to apply a moral medicine to a mortifying mischief. I cannot hide what I am. I must sleep when I have cause. I must eat when I have stomach and tend on no man's leisure. I must be drowsy when I have no cause to be. But in this, there is no other tiding, my friend.
Yea, but you must not make full show of it until you may do it without controlment. I have of late stood out against your sister, who has taken you newly into her grace, where it is impossible you should take true roots, but by the fair weather you make yourself. It is needful that you frame the season for your own harvest.
I'd rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in her grace. It better fits my blood to be disdained of all, than to fashion a carriage and rob love of any. In this, though it cannot be said that I am a flattering, honest man, though it cannot be denied that I am a plain-dealing villain, seek not to alter what I am. Do not change me. Please, I beg you. Who comes here? What news, Baraccio?
I came yonder from a great supper. The prince, your sister, is royally entertained by Leonardo, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
By whom? The most exquisite Claudio.
Even he.
Well,
And which way looks he? Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonardo. I heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero for herself, and having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
come. We must thither. This will prove as food to my displeasure. This upstart hath all the grace of my overthrow. If I can cross him in any way, I bless myself in every way. You both are secure and will assist me?
To the death, my lord.
Then let us to the great supper. Their charm is the greater when I am subdued, or the cook were of my mind. Shall we go prove what's to be done?
We'll wait upon your lordship.
Was not Count John at supper?
I saw him not. How tartly that gentleman looks. I never can see him, but I am heartburned an hour after.
He is of a very melancholy disposition.
He were an excellent man that were made just in the midway between him and Benedict. The one is too like an image and says nothing. The other, too like my lady's eldest son, evermore tattling.
Then have Signor Benedict's tongue in Count John's mouth, and have Count John's melancholy in Signor Benedict's face.
With a good leg and a good foot, uncle, and money enough in his purse, such a man would win any woman in the world, if he could get her goodwill.
By my troth, niece, I will never get thee a husband if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue.
Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face. Oh, I'd rather lie in the woolen.
You may light on a husband that have no beard.
What should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentleman? He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man, I am not for him.
Well, niece, I trust you are ruled by your father.
Yes, faith, it is my cousin's duty to make curtsy and say, Father, as it please you. But yet, for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another curtsy and say, Father, as as it please me.
Daughter, remember what I told you. If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer.
Well, daughter, I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
Not till God make men of some other metal than earth. No, uncle, of none. Adam's sons are my brethren, and truly I hold it sin to match my kindred. For hear me, hero. Wooing, wedding, and repenting are as a Scotch jig, a measure, and a syncopace. The first suit is hot and hasty, like a Scotch jig, and full as fantastical.
There are people
watching. The wedding, mannerly modest, full of state and ancientry, and then comes repentance. And with his bad legs falls into the syncopace faster and faster until he sink into his grave.
Cousin, you apprehend passing shrewdly.
Oh, I have a good eye, uncle. I can see a church by daylight.
Oh, the revelers are entering. Sister, make room.
Yes, I should. Are you ready to sing?
You got the whole town in a whirl. They see you walking with a sweet young girl. Red lips, high heels on. Wonder what about her could be so wrong.
Hey, pretty baby, whisper in my ear. Tell me your secrets, no one else can hear. Cool cat, don't you lie. Ain't no secrets between me and my guy.
Let's be the talk of the town. Keep the rusty old rumor mill rolling around. Let's step out on the scene.
You'll be my king.
If you're my queen, let's make the morning news. Who cares what they say? You're the one I choose.
Lady, will you walk about with your friends?
So you walk softly and look sweetly and say nothing. I am yours for the walk, and especially when I walk away.
With me in your company.
I may say so when I please.
And when please you to say so.
When I like your favor, for God defend the loot should be like the case.
My visor is Philemon's roof. Within the house is Joe.
Why then your visor should be thatched.
Speak low if you speak loud.
Hey, pretty girlie with the starry eyes, I want to take you up to the skies. No one talks up there, even if they did, I don't think I'd care.
You've got a fire that lights me up, and it is clear I just can't get enough. So let them all suppose whatever they say, we're the ones who know. Let's be the talk of the town. Keep the rusty old rumor mill rolling around. Let's step out on the scene.
You'll be my king.
Girl, you're my queen. Let's make the morning news. Who cares what they say? You're the one I choose. Let's be the talk of the town. Keep the rusty old rumor mill rolling around. Let's make the morning news. Who cares what they say? You're the one I choose.
Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, you shall pardon me.
Nor will you tell me who you are.
Not now.
That I was disdainful, and that I had my good wit out of the 100 merry tales? Well, this was Signor Benedict that said so.
What's he?
I'm sure you know him well enough.
Not I, believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
I pray you, what is he?
Why, he's the prince's jester. A very doleful, only his gift is in devising impossible slanders. None but libertines delight in him, and the commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy. For he both pleaseth men, and angers them, and then they laugh at him, and beat him. I am sure he's in the fleet. I would he would have boarded me.
When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
Do, he'll but break a comparison or two on me when peradventure not marked or not laughed at. It strikes him into a melancholy. We must follow the leader.
Are you not Signor Benedict? You know me well. I am he. My lord, you are very well enamored with my sister. She is enamored on Hero. I pray you, dissuade her from her. She's not equal of her birth. You may do the part of an honest man in it. How know you she loves her? I heard her swear her affection. She swears she will marry her tonight. Thus answer I in the name of Benedict, that hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so. The prince woos for herself. Friendship is constant in all other things, save in the offices and affairs of love. Therefore, all hearts in love use their own tongues. Let every eye negotiate for itself and trust no agent, for beauty is a witch, against whose faith charm melts into blood. This is an accident of hourly proof, which I mistrusted not. Farewell, therefore, hero.
Count Claudio.
Yea, the same.
Come, will you go with me?
Whither?
Even to the next willow. About your own business, County, for the prince hath got your hero.
I wish her joy of her.
Well, that's spoken like an honest drover. So they sell bullocks. But did you think the prince would have served you thus?
I pray you leave me.
Alas, horrid fowl. Now will he creep into sedges. But then my lady Beatrice should know me and not know me. The prince's jester? Well, maybe I go under that title because I am married. Yea, but so I am apt to do myself wrong. I am not so reputed. It is the base, though bitter, disposition of Beatrice that puts the world into her person and so gives me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
Now, Signor, where's the Count? Did you see him?
Troth, my lord, I have played the part of the Lady Fame. I found him here as melancholy as a lodge in a warren. I told him, and I think I told him true, that your grace had got the goodwill of this young lady.
The Lady Beatrice hath a quarrel to you. The gentleman that danced with her told her she is much wronged by you.
She misused me past the endurance of a block. An oak, but with one green leaf on it would have answered her. Yet my very visor began to assume life and scold with her. She told me, not thinking I had been myself, that I was the prince's jester, that I was duller than a great thaw, huddling jest upon jest with such utter conveyance upon me that I stood like a man at a mark with a whole army shooting at me. She speaks poniards and every word stabs. If her breath were as terrible as her terminations, there were no living near her. She would infect to the North Star. I would to God some scholar would conjure her, for certainly, while she is here, a man may live as quiet in hell as in a sanctuary, and people sin upon purpose because they would go thither. So, indeed, all disquiet, horror, and perturbation follows her.
Claudio, look, here she comes.
Will your grace command me any service to the world's end? I will go on the slightest errand now to the Antipodes that you can devise to send me on. I will fetch you a toothpicker from the furthest inch of Asia. Bring you the length of Prester John's foot. Fetch you a hair off the great Cham's beard. Do you any embassage to the pygmies. rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy. You have no employment for me?
None but to desire your good company.
Oh God, sir, here's a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Come, lady, come. You've lost the heart of Signor Benedict.
Indeed, my lord. He lent it me a while, and I gave him use for it. A double heart for a single one. Marry once before he won it of me with false dice, therefore your grace may well say I have lost it.
You have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
So I would not he should do me, my lord, lest I should prove the mother of fools. I have brought Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
Why now, Count? Wherefore are you sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How then, sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad nor sick, nor merry, nor well, but civil, Count. Civil as an orange! And something of a jealous complexion.
In faith, lady, I think you're blazoned to be true. Though I'll be sworn, if he be so, his conceit is false. Here, Claudio, I have wooed in thy name, and fair Hero is won. I have broke with her father, and his goodwill obtained. Name the day of marriage, and God give thee joy.
Count, take of me my daughter, and with her my fortunes. Her grace hath made the match, and all grace say amen to it.
Speak, Count. 'Tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I were but little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give myself over to you, and dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin. Or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss, and let not him speak neither.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Oh, indeed, my lord, I think it. Poor fool that keeps on the windy side of care. Look, my cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
And so she does, cousin.
Good Lord for alliance. Thus goes everyone to the world but I, and I am sunburnt. I may sit in a corner and cry, hey-hoo, for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
I'd rather have one of your father's getting. Hath your grace ne'er a brother like you? Your father got excellent husbands if a maid could come by them.
Will you have me, lady?
No, my lord, unless I might have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace, pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me, and to be merry best becomes you, for out of question, you were born in a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord, my mother cried, but then there was a star danced, and under that I was born. Cousins, God give you joy.
Niece, will you look to those things I have told you of?
I cry you mercy, uncle. By your grace's pardon.
In faith, pleasant-spirited lady.
There's little of a melancholy element in her, my lord. She is never sad, but when she sleeps, for not ever being sad then. For my daughter have often said she dreams of unhappiness and wakes herself with laughing.
She cannot endure to hear tell of a husband.
No, by no means. She mocks all wooers out of suit.
She were an excellent wife for Benedict.
Oh, Lord. My lord, were they but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
County Claudio, when mean you to go to church?
Tomorrow, my lord. Time goes on crutches till love have all his rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son. Which is just hence a 7 night, a time too brief to have all things answer my mind.
I warrant thee, Claudio, the time shall not go dully by us. I will in the interim undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring the Lady Beatrice and Signor Benedict into a mountain of affection, the one with the other. I would fain have it a match, and I doubt not but to fashion it, if you three will but minister such assistance as I shall give you direction.
My lord, I am for you, though it cost me 10 nights' watchings.
And I, my lord.
And you too, gentle hero.
I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
And Benedict is not the unhopeless husband I know. If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. His glory shall be ours, for we are the only love gods. Go in with me, I will tell you my drift.
It is so. The Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonardo.
Yea, my lord, but I can cross it.
I am sick in displeasure against him, and whosoever comes athwart his affection ranges evenly with mine. How canst thou cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lord, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Well, show me briefly. How?
I think I told your lordship a year since how I'm in the favor of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to Hero.
I remember.
I can, at any unseasonable instant of the night, appoint her to look out at her lady's chamber window.
What light is in this to be the death of this marriage?
The poison of that lies in you to temper. Go you to the prince your sister, spare not to tell her that she hath wronged her honor in marrying the renowned Claudio, whose estimation do you mightily hold up, to a contaminated, stale such a one as Hero.
What proof have I in this?
Offer them instances that shall bear no less likelihood than to see me at her chamber window. Hear me call Margaret Hero. Hear Margaret term me Claudio! And bring them to see us the very night before the intended wedding, for in the meantime I will so fashion the matter that Hero shall be absent, and there shall appear such seeming truth of Hero's disloyalty that jealousy shall be called assurance, and all the preparation overthrown.
Be cunning in the working of this, and thy fee is 1,000 ducats.
Be you constant in the accusation, and my cunning shall not shame you.
I shall presently go learn the day of marriage.
Maid,
Sir?
in my chamber window lies a book. Bring it hither to me in the orchard.
I am here already, sir.
I know that. I would have thee hence, and here again. I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he hath laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. And such a man is Claudio. I have known when there was no music with him but the drum and the fife. And now, had he rather hear the tabor or in the pipe? I have known when he would have walked 10 miles afoot to see a good armor, and now will he lie 10 nights awake, carving the fashion of a new doublet. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose like an honest man and a soldier. And now is he turned orthography. His words are a very fantastical banquet, just so many strange dishes. May I be so converted and see with these eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. I will not be sworn, but love may transform me to an oyster. But I'll take my oath on it. Till he have made an oyster of me, he shall never make me such a fool. Yeah, one woman is fair, yet I am well. Another woman is wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman shall not come in my grace. Rich she shall be, that's certain. Wise, or I'll none. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Fair, or I'll never look on her. Mild, or come not near me. noble, or not I for an angel, of good discourse, an excellent musician, and her hair shall be, whatever color it please God. Prince and Monsieur Love, I will hide me in the arbor.
Come, shall we hear this music?
Yea, my good lord.
See you where Benedict hath hid himself?
Very well, my lord. The music ended will fit the kid fox with a pennyworth.
Come, Balthazar, we'll hear that song again.
Oh, good my lord, tax not so bad a voice to slander music any more than once.
Whoa. I pray thee sing, and let me woo no more.
Because you talk of wooing, I will sing. Since many a wooer doth commence his suit, to her he thinks unworthy. Yet he woos, yet will he swear he loves.
I pray thee come, or if thou wilt hold longer argument, do it in notes.
Well, note this before my notes. There's not a note of mine that's worth the noting.
Now divine air, now is his soul ravishing. Is it not strange?
Sigh no more, ladies, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever. One foot on sea and one on shore. To one thing constant never. Then sigh not so, but let them go. And be you life and body. Converting all your sounds of woe into hey, noddy, noddy. Then sigh not so, but let them go. And be you blithe and body. Converting all your sounds of woe into hey, noddy, noddy. Hey!
Oh, why am I drunk? A good song!
And an ill singer, my lord.
Oh, no, Faith, thou sings well enough for a shift.
And he for a dog that should howl thus? They should have hanged him.
Yea, Mary, dost thou hear, Balthazar? I pray thee, get us some excellent music, for tomorrow night we would have it at the Lady Hero's chamber window.
The best I can, my lord.
Do so. Farewell.
Yeah. Yeah. Mom, I think they like that.
Come hither, Leonardo. What was it you told me of today? That your niece Beatrice was in love with Signor Benedict?
Aye! Stock on, the foul sits. I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither. But most wonderful that she should so dote on Signor Benedict, whom she in all outward behavior seemed ever to abhor.
'Tis possible? Since the wind in that corner?
By my troth, I cannot tell what to think of it, but that she loves him with an enraged affection, it is past the infinite of thought.
Maybe she doth but counterfeit.
Faith, like enough.
Oh God, counterfeit! There was never counterfeit of passion so near the life of passion as she discovers it.
Why, what effects of passion shows she?
Bait the hook well, this fish will bite.
What effects, my lord? She will sit. You heard my daughter tell you how.
She did indeed.
How, I pray you? You amaze me. I would have thought her spirit had been invincible against all assaults of affection.
I would have sworn it had, especially against Benedict.
I should think this a gull, but that the white-bearded fellow speaks it. Knavery cannot sure hide itself in such reverence.
Tame the affection, hold it up.
Hath she made her affection known to Benedict?
No, and swear she never will.
Yeah, 'tis
That's
true
her
indeed.
torment.
'Tis true indeed, so your daughter says. Shall I, says she, that have so oft encountered him with scorn, write to him that I love him?
She'll be upped 20 times a night, and there she will sit in her smock till she hath writ a sheet of paper. It is very true.
It were good Benedict knew of it by some other, if she will not discover it.
To what end? he would make but sport of it and torment the poor lady worse.
She's an excellent, sweet lady, and out of all suspicion, she is virtuous.
And she is exceeding wise.
In everything, but in loving Benedict. I pray you tell him of it, hear what he will say.
Were it good, think you?
No, Hero thinks surely she will die.
She doth well. If she should make tender of her love, 'tis very possible he'll scorn it. For the gentleman, as you know all, hath a contemptible spirit. Well, I am sorry for your niece. Shall we seek Benedict? Tell him of her love.
Never tell him, my lord. Let her wear it out with good counsel.
Nay, that's impossible. She may wear her heart out first.
Well, we will hear of it further by your daughter. Let it cool the while. I love Benedict well, and I could only wish he would modestly examine himself to see how unworthy he is. So good a lady.
If you do not dote upon her on this, I will ne'er trust my expectation.
Let the same net be spread for her that must your sister and your daughter carry. The sport will be when they hold one on an opinion of another's dotage, and no such matter. That's the scene that I would see, which will be merely a dumb show. Come, let us send her to call him into brunch.
This can be no trick! The conference was sadly born. They have the truth of this from Hero. They seem to pity the lady. It seems her affections have their full bent. Love me? Why, it must be requited. I hear how I am censured. They say I will bear myself proudly if I perceive the love come from her. They say, too, she will rather die than give any sign of affection. I did never think to marry. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that hear their detractions and can put them to mending. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis a truth, I can bear them witness. And wise, but for loving me. By my troth, it is no argument of her folly, no addition to her wit, for because I will be horribly in love with her. I may chance have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken on me because I have railed so long against marriage. But does not the appetite alter? The man loves the meat in his youth that he cannot endure in his age. Shall quips and sentences and paper bullets of the brain awe a man from the career of his humor? No! The world must be peopled. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I should live till I were married. Here comes Beatrice. By this day, she's a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come into brunch.
Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains for those thanks than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure, then, in the message.
Yea, just so much as you may take upon a knife's point and choke a bird withal. You have no stomach, senor. Fare you well.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come into brunch. There's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains for those thanks than you take pains to thank me. That's as much as to say, any pains I take for you is as good as thanks. Ha! If I do not take pity of her, I am a villain.
Good Margaret! Run thee to the parlor. There shalt thou find my cousin Beatrice proposing with the prince and Claudio. Whisper her ear and tell her, I and Ursula walk in the orchard, and our whole discourse is all of her. This is thy office. Fare thee well in it and leave us alone.
I'll make her come, I warrant you, presently.
Now, Ursula, when Beatrice doth come, as we do trace this alley up and down, our talk must only be of Benedict.
The pleasantest angling is to see the fish cut with her golden oars the silver stream and greedily devour the treacherous bait.
Then go we near her, that her ear lose nothing of the false, sweet bait that we lay for it. No, truly, Ursula, she is too disdainful. I know her spirits are as coy and wild as haggards of the rock.
But are you sure that Benedict loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince and my new trothed lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it, madam?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they loved Benedict, to wish him wrestle with affection and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full, as fortunate a bed as ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
Oh, God of love! I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man, but nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn ride sparkling in her eyes, misprizing what they look on, and her wit values itself so highly that to her all matter else seems weak. She cannot love, nor take no shape, nor project of affection.
Sure.
She is so self-endeared.
I think so, and therefore certainly it were not good she knew his love, lest she make sport at it.
Why, you speak truth. I never yet saw man, how wise, how noble, young, how rarely featured, but she would spell him backward.
Sure, such carping is not commendable.
No! Not to be so odd, and from all fashions as Beatrice's cannot be commendable, but who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would mock me into air. Oh, she would laugh me out of myself, press me to death with wit. Therefore let Benedict, like covered fire, consume away in sighs, waste inwardly. It were a better death than die with mocks, which is as bad as die with tickling.
Yet tell her of it, hear what she will say.
No! Rather, I will go to Benedict and counsel him to fight against his passion, and truly I'll devise some honest slanders to stain my cousin with. One does not know how much an ill word may empoison liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong.
Yeah!
She cannot be so much without true judgment, having so swift and excellent a wit as she has prize to have, as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedict.
He is the only man of Italy, always excepted my dear Claudio.
Benedict.
Yes, indeed. He hath an excellent good name.
Oh, his excellence did earn it ere he had it.
Oh, God.
When are you married, madam?
Why, every day tomorrow. Come, go in. I'll show thee some attires and have thy counsel which is the best to furnish me tomorrow.
She's limed, I warrant you. We have caught her, madam.
If it proves so, then loving goes by haps. Some Cupid kills with arrows, some with traps.
What? Fire is in mine ears. Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Contempt, farewell. And maiden pride, adieu. No glory lives behind the back of such. And Benedict, love on. I will requite thee.
taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. If thou dost love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves up in a holy band. For others say thou dost deserve, and I believe it, better than reportingly.
I do but stay till your marriage be consummate, and then go I toward Aragon.
I'll bring you thither, my lord, if you vouchsafe me.
Nay, that would be as great a soil in the new gloss of your marriage as to show a child his new coat, and forbid him to wear it. I will only be bold with Benedict for his company, for from the crown of his head to the sole of his foot, he is all mirth.
Gallants, I am not as I have been.
So says I. Methinks you are sadder.
I hope he be in love.
Hang him, truant! There is no true drop of blood in him to be truly touched with love. If he be sad, he wants money.
I have the toothache.
Draw it.
Hang it!
Nay, you must hang it first and draw it afterwards.
What sigh for the toothache?
Where is but a humor or a word?
Well, anyone can master a grief, but he that has it.
But yet say I, he is in love.
There is no appearance of fancy in him.
If he be not in love with some woman, there is no believing old signs. Well, he brushes his hat a morning. What should that bode?
Hath any man seen him at the barber's?
No, but the barber's man hath been seen with him.
Nay, he rubs himself with civet. Whew, can you smell him out by that?
That is as much to say the sweet use in love.
The greatest note of it is in his melancholy.
Oh, when does he want to wash his face?
Indeed, that tells a heavy tale for him. Conclude. He is in love.
Hey, nay, but I know who loves him.
That would I know too, I warrant one that knows him not.
And his ill conditions, and in despite of all, dies for him.
She shall be buried with her face upwards.
Yet is this no charm for the toothache. Old senor, walk aside with me. I have studied 8 or 9 wise words to speak to you, which these hobby horses must not hear.
For my life to break with him about Beatrice.
Oh, 'tis even so. Hero and Margaret have by this done their parts with Beatrice. And then may the two bears not bite one another when they meet. My lord, sister, God save you.
Good end, brother.
I would speak with you if your pretense is up.
In private?
If you wish, though Claudio may hear, what I have to say concerns him.
What's the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow?
You know he does.
I know not that, when he knows what I know.
Why, what's the matter?
I've come thither to tell you, the lady is disloyal. Who? Hero? Even she. Leonardo's hero, your hero, everyone's hero. Disloyal. That word is too good to paint up her wickedness. Go but with me tonight. You will see her, chamber window entered, even the night before her wedding. If you love her then, tomorrow wed her. It would better suit your honor to change your mind. May this be so.
I will not think it.
If you dare not think it, confess not that you know. Go with me, I will show you enough. And when you've heard more and seen more, proceed accordingly. Mischief strangely thwarted. A plague well prevented. So you shall say when you have seen the sequel.
We will now take a 15-minute intermission. Restrooms and refreshments are located in the Park Pavilion.
Right this way. Yes, here they are.
Are you good man and true?
Yea, or else it were pity, but they should suffer salvation, body and soul.
Nay, that were punishment too good for them, if they should have any allegiance in them, being chosen for the prince's watch.
Well, give them their charge, mother. Constable.
This is your charge. You are to comprehend all vagrom man and bid any man stand in the prince's name.
How if he will not?
Why then, let him go and presently call the rest of the watch together, and thank God you are rid of a knave.
If he will not stand when he is bidden, then he is none of the prince's subjects.
Truly, and they are to meddle with none but the prince's subjects. You shall also make no noise in the streets, for the watch, to babble and to talk is most tolerable, and not to be endured.
We would rather sleep than... We know what belongs to a watch.
You speak like a most ancient and quiet watchman. You are to call at the alehouses and bid those that are drunk get them to bed.
And how if they will not?
Why then, let him alone till he is sober. If you suspect a thief, you may, by virtue of your office, suspect him to be no true man. And for such kind of man, why, the less you meddle or make with them, the more is for your honesty.
If we know him to be a thief, shall we not lay hands on him?
Truly, by your office you may, but I say, they that touch pitch will be defiled. The most peaceable way for you, if you do take a thief, is to let him, wait for it, show himself what he is, and steal out of your company.
You have always been called a merciful one, Mother.
I would not hang a dog by my will, much more a man that hath any honesty in him.
'Tis very true.
This is the end of the charge. You, constable, are to present the prince's own person. If you meet the prince in the night, you may stay him.
Nay, byre lady, that I think he cannot.
5 shillings to 1 on it. Any man that can name the statutes? Well, he may stay him. Marry, not without the prince be willing, for the watch ought to offend no man, and it is an offense to stay a man against his will.
Oh, byre lady, I think it be so.
Ha! Well, masters, good night. There be any matter of weight chances, call up me. Keep your fellows' counsel and your own, and good night. Adieu. Be vigilant. I beseech you.
Well, masters, we hear our charge. Let us sit here upon this church bench till 2, then all to bed.
What, Conrad?
Peace, stir not.
Conrad, I say!
Here, man. I am at thy elbow.
Oh, mass in my elbow itched. I thought there would a scab fall.
I will owe thee an answer for that. Oh, and now forward with thy tale.
Stand thee close then under this penthouse for a drizzle's rain, and I will, like a true drunkard, utter it all to thee.
Some treason, masters, yet stand close.
Therefore, know, I have earned of Don John 1,000 ducats.
Is it possible that any villainy should be so dear?
I should rather ask if it were possible any villainy should be so rich. For when rich villains have need of poor ones, poor ones may make with priceless wealth.
I wonder at it.
Know that I have tonight wooed Margaret, the lady hero's gentlewoman, by the name of Hero. She leans me out at her mistress' chamber window, bids me 1,000 times good night. I tell this tale vilely. I should first tell thee how the Prince Claudio and my master, planted, placed, and possessed by my master Don John, saw far off in the orchard this amiable encounter.
And thought
They Margaret was hero! 2 of them did, the prince and Claudio, but the devil my master knew she was Margaret, and partly by his oaths which first possessed them, partly by the dark night which first deceived them, but chiefly by my villainy which did confirm any slander that Don John had made. Away with Claudio, enraged, swore he would meet her, as he was appointed next morning at the temple, and there, before the whole congregation, shame her with what he saw all night and send her home again without a husband!
Call up the right master constable. We have here recovered some of the most dangerous pieces of lechery that was ever known in the Commonwealth.
Masters!
Never speak.
We'll obey you.
Good Ursula, wake my cousin Beatrice and desire her to rise. I will, my lady. And bid her come hither.
Well.
By my troth, I think your other rabato were better.
No, pray thee, good Mag, I'll wear this.
By my troth's not so good, and I warrant your cousin will say so.
My cousin's a fool, and thou art another. I'll wear none but this.
Hey, I like the new tire within excellently, if the hair were a thought browner. What? And your gown's a most rare fashion, faith. I saw the Duchess of Milan's gown that they praise so.
Oh, that exceeds, they say.
Tis but a nightgown in respect of yours. Cloth of gold, and cuts and laced with silver, set with pearls, down sleeves, side sleeves, and skirts. Round underborn with a bluish tinsel. But for a fine, quaint, graceful, and excellent fashion, yours is worth 10 on't.
God give me joy to wear it, for my heart is exceeding heavy.
Oh, 'twill be heavier soon by the weight of a man.
Oh, fie upon thee! I'm not ashamed.
Of what, lady? Of speaking honorably? Is not marriage honorable in a beggar? Is not your lord honorable without marriage? Yes. I think you would have me say, saving your reverence, a husband. And bad thinking do not rest true speaking. I'll offend nobody. Is there any harm in heavier for a husband? None. I think it'd be the right husband and the right wife. Otherwise 'tis light and not heavy. Oh, ask my lady Beatrice else. Here she comes.
Good morrow, cuz.
Good morrow, sweet hero.
Why, how now, do you speak in the sick tune?
I am out of all other tune, methinks.
Oh, claps into light and love. That goes without a burden. Do you sing it? I'll dance it.
Ye light of love with your heels.
Oh.
Then if your husband have stables enough, you'll look he shall lack no more.
Oh, a legitimate construction. I scorn that with my heels.
Well, 'tis almost 5 o'clock, cousin. 'Tis time you were ready. By my troth, I am exceeding ill. Hey ho!
For a hawk, a horse, or a husband.
For the letter that begins them all. Hitch!
Wow. And you not be turned Turk, there's no more sailing by the star.
What means the full troth?
Nothing I, but God send everyone their heart's desire.
These gloves the Count sent me, they are an excellent perfume.
I am stuffed, cousin. I cannot smell.
A maiden stuffed? There's goodly catching of
How long have you professed apprehension?
Ever since you left it, doth not my wit become me rarely?
It's not seen enough. You should wear it in your cap.
Oh.
By my troth, I am sick.
Get you some of this distilled Cardus Benedictus. Lay it to your heart. It's the only thing for a qualm.
Here, thou pricked her with a thistle.
Benedictus? Why Benedictus? You have some moral in this Benedictus?
Moral? No, by my troth, I have no moral meaning. I meant plain holy thistle.
You may think, perchance, that I think that you are in love. Nay, by your lady, I'm not such a fool to think what I list, nor can I list not to think what I can, nor indeed I cannot think, if I would think my heart out of thinking that you are in love, or that you will be in love, or that you can be in love. Oh, yet, Benedict was such another, and now is he become a man? He swore he would never marry, and now, despite of his heart, he eats his meat without grudging. And how you may be converted I know not, but methinks you look with your eyes as other women do.
What pace is this that thy tongue keeps?
Not a false gallop. Niece, withdraw. The prince, the count, Signor Benedict, Don John, and all the gallants of the town are come to fetch you to church. Help me to dress, good Cuz, good Meg, good Ursula.
What would you with me, honest neighbor?
Marry, sir, I would have some confidence with you that discerns you nearly.
Brief, I pray you, for you see it is a busy time with me.
Marry, this it is, sir.
Yes, in truth, it is, sir.
Neighbors, you are tedious.
Idiot.
It pleases your worship to say so.
I would fain know what you have to say.
Marry, sir. Our watch tonight, accepting your worship's presence, attained a couple of as errant knaves as any in Messina.
To man ride of a horse, one must ride behind. An honest soul, if faith, sir, by my troth he is, that ever broke bread. But alas, God is to be worshipped. All men are not alike.
Indeed, neighbor, he comes too short of you.
Gifts that God gives.
I must leave you.
Oh, one word, sir, our watch, sir, have indeed comprehended two auspicious persons. We would have them brought to be examined before your worship.
Take their examination yourself and bring it me. I am now in great haste, as it may appear unto you.
It shall be subvigence.
Drink some wine ere you go. Fare you well.
We are now to examination these men.
And we must do it wisely.
Gunfriar Francis, be brief, only to the plain form of marriage, and you shall recount their particular duties afterwards.
You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady? No.
To be married to her, friar. You come to marry her.
Lady, you come hither to be married to this count?
I do.
If either of you know any inward impediment why you should not be conjoined, I charge you on your souls to utter it.
Know you any, hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any, count?
I dare make his answer. None.
Stand thee by, friar. Father, by your leave will you with free and unconstrained soul give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely, son, as God did give her me.
And what have I to give back? Whose worth may counterpoise this rich and precious gift?
Nothing, unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonardo, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She's but the sign and semblance of her honor. Now behold how like a maid she blushes here. Oh, what authority and show of truth can cunning sin cover itself withal? Comes not this blood as modest evidence to witness simple virtue? But do not swear, all you that see her, that she were a maid by these exterior shows. But she is none. She knows the heat of a luxurious bed. Her blush is guiltiness, not modesty.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married. Not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
Dear my lord, if you in your own proof have vanquished the resistance of her youth and made defeat of her virginity...
I know what you would say. If I had known her, you would say she did embrace me as a husband, and so extenuate the forehand sin. No, Leonardo, I never did tempt her with word too large. But as a brother to his sister, showed bashful sincerity and comely love.
And seemed I ever otherwise to you?
Out on thee seeming, I will write against it. You seem to me as Dian in her orb, as chaste as is the bud ere it be blown, but you are more intemperate in your blood than Venus, or those pampered animals that rage in savage sensuality.
Is my lord well that he doth speak so wise?
Sweet prince, why speak not you?
What should I speak? I stand dishonored to have gone about to link my dear friend to a common stale.
Are these things spoken, or do I but dream?
They are spoken, and these things are true. This looks not like a nuptial.
True! Oh God!
Leonardo, stand I here. Is this the prince? Is this the prince's brother? Is this face? Heroes, our eyes are open.
All this is so, but what of this, my lord?
Let me but move one question to your daughter. And by that fatherly and kindly power that you have in her, bid her answer truly.
I charge thee, do so as thou art my child!
Oh God, defend me! How am I beset? What kind of catechizing call you this?
To make you answer truly to your name.
Is it not Hero? Who can blot that name with any just reproach?
Hero itself can blot out Hero's virtue. What man was he talked with you yesternight out your window twixt the hours of 12 and 1? No! Now if you are a maid, answer this.
I talked with no man at that hour, my lord.
Why then you are no maiden. Leonardo, I am sorry you must hear. But upon mine honor, myself, my brother, and this grieved count did see her, hear her, at that hour last night, talk with a ruffian at her chamber window, who hath, most like a liberal villain, confessed the vile encounters they have had 1,000 times in secret.
Fight, my lord, these things must not be heard, not be spoken. There's not chastity enough in language without offense to utter them. Thus, pretty lady, I am sorry for thy much misgovernment.
Oh, hero, what a hero hadst thou been if half thy outward graces were placed about thy thoughts and counsels of thy heart. But fare thee well, most foul, most fair, farewell, thou pure impiety and impious purity. For thee, I'll lock up all the gates of love, and on my eyelids shall conjecture hang, to turn all beauty into thoughts of harm, and never shall it more be gracious.
Hath no man's dagger here a point from me?
Why, how now, cousin? Wherefore sit you down?
Come, my lord, these things thus come to light. Smother her spirit up.
How doth the lady?
Then I think, help! Uncle! Hero! What hero? Uncle! Signor Benedict! Friar! How now, cousin Hero?
Have comfort, lady.
Do not live, hero! Do not ope thine eyes! For did I think thou wouldst not quickly die, thought I thy spirits were stronger than thy shames, myself would on the rear end of reproaches strike at thy life! Grieved I had but one. Chid I that frugal nature's frame, oh, one too much by thee. Why had I one? Why ever wast thou lovely in mine eyes? Why had I not, with a charitable hand, took up a beggar's issue at my gates, who smirched thus and mired in impiety? I might have said, no part of it is mine! The shame derives itself from unknown loins. But mine, and mine I loved, and mine I praised, and mine so much that I myself was to myself not mine, valuing of her was she. Oh, she is fallen into a pit of ink that the wide sea hath dropped too few to wash her clean again, and salt too little, which may seize and give to her foul tainted flesh.
Sir, be patient! For my part, I am so attired in wonder, I know not what to say.
Oh, on my soul, my cousin is belied!
Lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly, not. Although until last night, I have this 12-month been her bedfellow.
Confirmed! Would the two princes lie, and Claudio lie, that loved her so, speaking of her foulness, washed it away with tears. Hence from her, let her die!
A little! For I have only been silent so long and given way unto this course of fortune by noting of the lady. I have marked in her 1,000 blushing apparitions to start into her face. 1,000 innocent shames, and angel whiteness beat away those blushes. And in her eye hath appeared a fire to burn the errors these princes hold against her maiden truth. Lady, what man is he you are accused of?
They know that to accuse me, I know none. If I know more of any man alive than that which maiden modesty doth warrant, let all my sins lack mercy. Oh, my father, prove you that any man with me conversed at hours unmeet, or that I yesternight maintained the change of words with any creature. Refuse me, hate me, torture me to death!
There is some strange misprision with the princes.
If their wisdoms be misled in this, the practice of it lies in John the Bastard, whose spirits toil in frame of villainy.
I know not. If they do wrong her, the proudest of them shall hear of it.
Pause a while, and let my counsel sway you in this case. Your daughter here, the princes left for dead, let her a while be secretly kept in, and publish it that she is dead indeed. Maintain a mourning ostentation, and on your family's old monument, hang mournful epitaphs and do all rites that appertain unto a burial.
What shall become of this? What will this do?
Mary, this well carried shall on her behalf change slander to remorse. That is some good. But not for that dream I on this strange course, but on this travail look for greater birth. She dying, as it must so be maintained upon the instant she was accused, shall be lamented, pitied, and excused of every hearer. So will it fare with Claudio. When he shall hear she died upon his words, the idea of her life shall sweetly creep into his study of imagination. And every lovely organ of her life shall come apparelled in more precious habit than when she lived indeed. Then shall he mourn, and wished he had not so accused her. No, though he thought his accusation true. Let this be so, and doubt not but success will fashion the event in better shape than I can lay it down in likelihood.
Signor Leonardo, let the friar advise you. And though you know my inwardness and love is very much unto the prince and Claudio, yet by mine honor I will deal in this as secretly and justly as your soul should with your body.
Being that I flow in grief, the smallest twine may lead me.
'Tis well consented. Presently away. Come, lady. Die to live. This wedding day is perhaps but prolonged. Have patience and endure.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason. I do it freely.
Truly, I do believe your fair cousin is wrong.
How much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is not that strange?
Strange as the thing I know not. It were as possible for me to say, I loved nothing so well as you, but believe me not. And yet I lie not, I confess nothing, nor I deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Do not swear by it and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says I love not you.
Will you not eat your word?
With no sauce that can be devised to it, I protest I love thee.
Why then, God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest that I loved you.
Do it, with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
No, tarry, sweet Beatrice.
No, I am gone, though I am here. There is no love in you. Nay, I pray you, let me go.
Beatrice!
In faith I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy.
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height a villain that has slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man. What? Bear her in hand until they come to take hands, and then with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor. Oh God, that I were a man, I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
Talk with a man out a window. A proper saying.
Nay, but Beatrice!
Sweet hero, she is wronged. She is slandered. She is undone. And princes and counties? Surely a princely testimony. A goodly count, a count confect, a sweet gallant. Surely, oh, that I were a man for his sake, or that I had any friend would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into curtsies, valor into compliment, and men are only turned into tongue. And trim ones too. He is now as valiant as Hercules that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing. Therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Very good, Beatrice, by this hand. I love thee.
Use it for my love. Some other way than swearing by it.
Think you in your soul, Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
No. I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss thy hand, and so I leave you. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Go, comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead. And so farewell.
Is our whole dissembly appeared? Ah, yes, thank you.
Oh, a stool? And a cushion for the sexton, huh? No, sit down.
And which be the malefactors? Marry, that am I and my partner, sir.
But which are the offenders that are to be examined? Let them come before Master Constable.
Yea, marry, let them come before me. Oh. What is your name, friend?
Braccio.
Pray, write down Braccio. Your Sierra?
I'm a gentleman, sir, and my name is Conrad.
Write down Master Gentleman Conrad. Masters, do you serve God?
Yea, sir, we hope.
Ha! Right that they hope they serve God, and right, God first, for God defend, but God, ha, should go before such villains. Masters, it is proved already that you are little better than false knaves, and it will go near to be thought so shortly. Well, how answer you for yourselves?
Marry, sir, we say we are none.
A marvelous, witty fellow, I assure you, but I will go about with him. Come you hither, Sirrah. A word in your ear, sir. I say to you, it is thought that you are false knaves.
Sir, I say to you, we are none!
Ha ha! Well, stand aside, for God! They are both in a tale. Have you read that they are none?
Master Constable, you go not the way to examine. You must call forth the watch that are their accusers.
Oh, Mary, that's the eftest way. Well, let the watch come forth. Masters, I charge you in the prince's name, accuse these men.
This man said that Don John, the prince's brother, was a villain.
No, right? Prince John, a villain. Oh, but that's but perjury to call a prince's brother villain.
Master Constable!
Pray thee, fellow, peace. I do not like thy looks, I promise thee.
What heard you him say else?
Mary?
That he had received 1,000 ducats of Don John for accusing the lady hero wrongfully.
Oh, flat burglary that ever was committed!
Yea, by mass, that it is.
What else, fellow?
And that Count Claudio did mean, upon his words, to disgrace Hero before the whole assembly and not marry her.
Oh, villain! Thou wilt be condemned into everlasting redemption for this!
What else?
That's all.
And this is more, masters, than you can deny. Yeah. Prince John is this morning secretly stolen away. Hero was in this manner accused, in this very manner refused, and upon the grief of this suddenly died. Master Constable, let these men be bound and brought to Leonado's. I will go before and show him their examination.
Well, come, let them be opinioned.
Let them be in the hands of...
God's my life! Where's the sexton to write the prince's officer coxcomb?
Oh, wait! You are an ass.
Excuse me?
You are an ass.
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my ears? Oh, that he were here to write me down an ass! The masters, remember that I am an ass! Though it not be written down, yet forget not that I am an ass. No, thou villain! Thou art full of piety, that shall be proved upon thee by good witness. I am a wise woman, and which is more, an officer, and which is more, a householder, and which is more, as pretty a piece of flesh as any is in Messina. And one that knows the law. Go to. And a rich woman enough. Go to. And a woman that has had losses. And one with 2 gowns and everything handsome about her. Bring him away. Oh, that I had been writ down an ass. If you go on thus, you will kill yourself, and 'tis not wisdom thus
cast a second grief against yourself.
I pray thee cease thy counsel, which falls to mine ears as profitless as water in a sieve. Bring me a father that so loves this child, whose joy of her is overwhelmed like mine, and bid him speak of patience, and I of him will gather patience. But there is no such man, for sister men can counsel and speak comfort to that grief which they themselves not feel, but tasting it, their counsel turns to passion, which before gave perceptual medicine to rage, charm ache with air, agony with words. No, no. 'Tis all men's office to speak patience to those that ringed under the load of sorrow, but no man's virtue nor sufficiency to be so moral when he shall endure the like himself. Therefore give me no counsel. My griefs cry louder than advertisement.
Therein do men from children nothing differ.
I bring thee peace! I will be flesh and blood. For there was never a philosopher that could endure the toothache patiently.
Yet bend not all the harm upon yourself. Make those that do offend you suffer too.
There, thou speakest reason. Nay, I will do so. My soul to tell me hero is belied. And that shall Claudio know, and so shall the prince, and all of them that thus dishonor her.
Here come the prince and Claudio hastily.
Good end. Good end.
Good day to both of you.
Hear you, my lords.
We have some haste,
So
Leonardo.
haste, my lords. Well, fare you well. Are you so hasty now? Well, all is one.
Nay, do not quarrel with us, good old man.
If he could right himself with quarreling, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs him?
Thou! Thou dost wrong me, thou dissembler! Nay, never lay thy hand upon thy sword, I fear thee not.
Beshrew my hand if it should ever give your age such cause of fear. In faith, my hand meant nothing to my sword.
Tush, tush, man, never fleer and jest at me. I speak not like a dotard nor a fool, as under the privilege of age to brag what I have done being young, or what would do were I not old. I say thou hast belied mine innocent child. Thy slander hath gone through and through her heart, and she lies buried with her ancestors. Oh, in a tomb where never scandal slept, save this of hers framed by thy villainy.
My villainy?
Thine, Claudio, thine, I say!
You say not right, old man.
My lord, I'll prove it on his body if he dare, despite his nice fence and his active practice, his May of youth and his bloom of lustihood.
Way, I will have nothing to do with you.
Canst thou so doff me? Thou hast killed my child. If thou killest me, boy, thou shalt kill a man!
He shall kill two of us. Let him answer me. Come, sir boy, I will whip you from your foining fence, I will.
Sister.
Content yourself. God knows I loved my niece, and she is dead. Slandered to death by villains. Boys, apes, braggarts, jacks, milksops that lie and cog and flout deprave and slander and speak off half a dozen dangerous words, how they might hurt their enemies if they durst, and this is all.
Sister Ursula.
Come, do not you meddle. Let me deal in this.
You will not wake your patience. My heart is sorry for your daughter's death, but on mine honor she was charged of nothing but what was true and very full of proof.
My lord, my lord!
I will not hear you.
No. Come away, sister. I will be heard.
And shall, or some of us will smart for it.
See, here comes the man we went to seek.
Now, senor, what news?
Good day, my lord.
Welcome, senor. You had almost come to part, almost a fray.
We had like to have had our two noses broken off by two old folks without teeth.
Leonardo and his sister. What thinkest thou? Had we fought, I doubt we would have been too young for them.
In a false quarrel, there is no true valor. I came to seek you both.
We have been up and down to seek thee, for we are high-proof melancholy, and would fain have it beaten away. Come, we'll tell you as thy wit.
Shall I speak a word in your ear?
God bless me from a challenge.
You are a villain. I jest not. I will make it good how you dare, with what you dare, and when you dare. Do me right, or I will protest your cowardice. You have killed a sweet lady, and her death shall fall heavy on you. Let me hear from you.
Oh, I will meet with thee. So that I have good cheer.
What, a feast? A feast!
Sir, your wit ambles well. It goes easily.
I'll tell thee how Beatrice praised thy wit the other day. I said thou hadst a fine wit. True, said she, a fine little one. No, said I, a great wit. Right, said she, a great gross one. But when shall we set the savage bull's horns on the sensible Benedict's head?
Yea, and text underneath, here dwells Benedict, the married man.
Fare you well, boy. You know my mind. I will leave you to your gossip-like humor. You break jests as braggarts do their blades, which, God be thanked, hurt not. My lord, for your many courtesies, I thank you. I must discontinue your company. Your brother the bastard is fled from Messina. You have among you killed a sweet and innocent lady. For my lord Lackbeard there, he and I shall meet. Till then, peace be with him.
He is in earnest.
In most profound earnest. And I warrant you for the love of Beatrice.
And hath challenged thee.
Most sincerely.
Soft you let me be. Pluck up my heart and be sad. Did not he say my brother was fled?
Oh, well, come you, sir, if justice cannot tame you. She shall ne'er weigh more reasons in her balance. Nay, and you be a cursing hypocrite once. You must be looked to.
My brother's man Braccio bound.
Hearken after their offense, my lord.
Officers, what offense has this man done?
Married, sir. He has committed false report. Moreover, he has spoken untruths. Secondarily, he is a slander. Sixth and lastly, he has belied a lady. And thirdly, he has verified unjust things. And to conclude, he is a lying knave.
Who have you offended, masters, that you are thus bound to your answer? This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. What's your offense?
Sweet prince, let me go no farther to mine answer. Do you hear me, and let this count kill me? I have deceived even your very eyes. What your wisdoms could not discover, these shallow fools have brought to light, who in the night overheard me confessing to Conrad how Don John, your brother, incensed me to slander the Lady Hero. How you were brought into the orchard and saw me court Margaret in Hero's garments. How you disgraced her when you should marry her. My villainy they have upon record, which I'd rather seal with my death than repeat over to my shame. The lady is dead upon mine and my master's false accusation, and briefly, I desire nothing but the reward of a villain.
Runs not this speech like iron through your blood?
I have drunk poison whilst he uttered it.
And hath my brother set thee unto this?
Yea, and paid me richly for the practice of it.
He is composed and framed of treachery, and fled he is upon his villainy.
Oh, sweet hero! Now thy image doth appear to me in the rare semblance that I loved it first.
Come, bring away the plaintiff. By this time our sexton hath reformed Signor Leonato of the matter. And masters, do not forget to specify when time and place shall serve that I am an ass.
Here comes Master Signor Leonato, and the sexton too.
Where is the villain? Let me see his eyes.
If you know your wronger, look on me.
No. For thou the villain that with thy tongue hast killed mine innocent child.
Yea, even I alone.
Not so, villain. Thou beliest thyself. Here stand a pair of honorable men. A third is fled that had a hand in it. I thank you, Princess, for my daughter's death, recorded with your high and worthy deeds. 'Twas bravely done, if you bethink you of it.
I know not how to pray your patience, yet I must speak. Choose your revenge yourself. Impose me to what penance your invention can lay upon my sin. Yet sinned I not, but in mistaking.
By my soul, nor I. And yet to satisfy this good old man, I'll bend under any heavy weight that he'll enjoin me to.
I cannot bid you bid my daughter live. That were impossible. But I pray you both, possess the people in Messina here how innocent she died, and hang her an epitaph upon her tomb, and sing it to her bones. Sing it tonight. Tomorrow morning, come you to my house. And since you could not be my son-in-law, be yet my nephew. My sister hath a child, almost a copy of my child that's dead. Give her the right you should have given her cousin, and so dies my revenge.
Oh, noble sir, your overkindness doth wring tears from me. I do embrace your offer, and dispose for henceforth of poor Claudio.
Tomorrow morning, then, I expect your coming. Tonight, I take my leave. This naughty man shall face to face be brought with Margaret, who I believe was packed in all this, hired to it by your brother.
No, by my soul she was not, nor knew what she did when she spoke to me, but had been just and virtuous in anything I do know by her.
Moreover, sir, which indeed is not under white and black, this plaintiff here, the offender, did call me ass. I beseech you, let it be remembered in his punishment.
I thank thee for thy honest care and pains.
Your worship speaks like the most thankful and reverent youth.
Here is for thy pains.
God save the foundation!
Go, I discharge thee of thy prisoner, and I thank thee.
I leave an errant knave with your worship, which I beseech your worship to correct yourself for the example of others. I wish your worship well. God keep your worship, and God restore you to health. And if a merry meeting it may be wished, may God prohibit it. I humbly give you leave to depart.
Until tomorrow morning, my lords.
We will not fail.
Tonight I'll mourn with Hero.
Bring this fellow on. We'll talk with Margaret how her acquaintance grew with this lewd fellow.
Oh, pray thee, sweet Mistress Margaret, deserve well at my hands by helping me to the speech of Beatrice.
Will you then write me a sonnet in praise of my beauty?
In so high a style, Margaret, that no man living shall come over it, for in most comely truth thou deservest it.
To have no man come over me? Why shall I always keep below stairs?
Your wit is as quick as the greyhound's mouth it catches.
And yours as blunt as the fencer's foils, which hit, but hurt not.
A most manly wit, Margaret. It will not hurt a woman. And now I pray thee, call Beatrice. I give thee the bucklers.
Give us the swords. We have bucklers of our own.
The God of love, who sits above and knows me, how Mary, I cannot in rhyme. I have tried. I cannot find out no rhyme to lady, but baby. An innocent rhyme. For scorn, horn, a hard rhyme. For school, fool, a babbling rhyme. Very ominous endings. No, I was not born under a rhyming planet, nor can I woo in festival terms. Oh, sweet Beatrice, wouldst thou come when I call thee?
Yea, Senor, and depart when you bid me.
Oh, stay but till then.
Then is spoken. Fare ye well. And yet, ere I go, let me go with that I came, which is with knowing what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words, and thereupon I will kiss thee.
Foul words is but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is noisome, therefore I will depart unkissed.
Thou hast frighted the word out of its right sense, so forcible is thy wit. But I must tell thee plainly, Claudio undergoes my challenge, and either I must shortly hear from him, or I will subscribe him a coward. And now I pray thee, tell me, for which of my bad parts didst thou first fall in love with me?
For them all together, which maintain so politic a state of evil that they will not admit any good part intermingle with them.
Well.
But for which of my good parts did you first suffer love for me?
Suffer love? A good epithet. I do suffer love indeed, for I love thee against my will.
In spite of your heart, I think. Alas, poor heart, if you spite it for my sake, I'll spite it for yours, for I'll never love that which my friend hates.
Thou and I are too wise to woo peaceably. And now, I pray thee tell me, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill, too.
Serve God, love me, and mend.
Beatrice!
And there will I leave you too, for here comes one in haste.
Daughter, you must come to your uncle. It is proved my lady hero hath been falsely accused. The prince and Claudio mightily abused, and Don John is the author of all, who is fled and gone. Will you come presently?
Will you go hear this news, Signor?
I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, be buried in thy eyes, and moreover I will go with thee.
Is this the monument of Signor Leonardo?
It is, my lord.
Done to death by slanderous tongues was the hero that here lies. Death, in guerdon of her wrongs, gives her fame which never dies, so the life that died in shame lives in death, with glorious fame. Lay thou there upon the tomb, praising her when I am dumb. Now music, sound, and give your solemn hymn. Hearted goddess of the night, pose the smooth eyed virgin night, for the witch with songs of woe rounds
sister moan, help us to sigh and groan, groan heavily, heavily, oh heavily, oh heavily, heavily, oh heavily. Graves yawning, fill your death till death the utter end. Oh, heavenly, heavenly, oh, heavenly, oh, heavenly, heavenly, oh, heavenly, oh, heavenly, heavenly, oh, heavenly. Now unto thy bones, good night. Yearly will I do this right.
Good morrow, masters. Put your torches out. Come, let us hence and pull on other weeds. And then to Leonardo's we will go.
Did I not tell you she was innocent?
So are the prince and Claudio, who accused her upon the error that you heard debated. But Margaret was some fault in this, although against her will, as it appear in the true form of the question.
Well, I am glad that all things sort so well.
And so am I, being else by faith enforced to call young Claudio to a reckoning for it.
Well, daughter, and gentlewomen all, withdraw you into a chamber by yourselves, and when I send for you, come hither mass. The prince and Claudio promised by this hour to visit me. You know your office, sister. You must be mother to your brother's daughter and give her to young Claudio.
Which I will do with confirmed countenance.
Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, senor?
To bind me, or undo me, one of them. Signor Leonardo, truth it is, good signor. Your niece regards me with an eye of love.
That I, my daughter, have lent her, 'tis most true.
And I, with an eye of love, requite her.
The sight thereof I think you had from me, from Claudio and the prince. But what's your will?
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical. But for my will is your will, may stand with ours, this day to be conjoined in the honorable state of marriage. In which,
Dear friar, I shall desire your help.
My heart is with your liking.
And my help. Here comes the prince and Claudio.
Good morrow to this fair assembly.
Good morrow, prince. Good morrow, Claudio. We here attend you. Are you yet determined today to marry my sister's daughter? Call her forth, sister. Here's a friar ready.
Which is the lady I must seize upon?
This same is she, and I do give you her.
Well, then, she is mine. Sweet, let me see your face.
No, that you shall not do till you take her hand before this friar and swear to marry her.
Give me your hand. before this holy friar. I am your husband, if you liketh me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband. One hero died defiled, but I do live, and surely as I live, I am a maid.
Hero that is dead.
She died, my lord, whilst her slander lived.
All this amazement cannot qualify when after the holy rites are ended, I'll tell you largely of fair hero's death. Meantime, let wonder seem familiar, and to the chapel let us presently.
Soft and fair, friar. Which is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do not you love me?
Oh, why, no. No more than reason.
Why, then your uncle and the prince and Claudio have been deceived. They swore you did.
Do not you love me?
Troth, no. No more than reason.
Why, then the hero, Margaret, and my mother are much deceived, for they did swear you did.
They swore you were almost sick for me.
They swore you were well-nigh dead for me.
'Tis no such matter. Then you do not love me?
No, truly, but in friendly recompense.
I'm sure you love the gentleman!
And I'll be sworn on he loves her, for here's a paper written in his hand, a halting sonnet of his own pure brain, fashioned to Beatrice.
And here's another, writ in my cousin's hand, stolen from her body, containing her affection under Benedict!
A miracle! Here's our own hands against our hearts. Come, I will have thee. But by this light, I take thee for pity.
Well, I would not deny you, but by this good day, I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I was told you were in a consumption.
Peace, I will stop your mouth.
How dost thou, Benedict, the married man?
I'll tell thee what, Prince. A college of wit-crackers cannot flout me out of my humor. Since I do purpose to marry, I will think nothing to any purpose that the world can say against it. And therefore, never flout at me for what I have said against it, for man is a giddy thing. And this is my conclusion. For thy part, Claudio, I did think to have beaten thee.
Whoa!
But that thou art like to be my kinsman, live unbruised, and love my cousin. Come! Come! We are friends! Let's have a dance! We are married, that we may lighten our own hearts and our wives' heels.
We will have dancing afterwards.
First of my word! Therefore play, music!
My lord, your brother John is ta'en in flight and brought with armed men back to Messina.
Think not on him till tomorrow. I'll devise thee brave punishments for him. Strike up, pipers!
Thank you for joining us. Please support these performances by donating in the blue baskets as you exit the lawn or online at www.theptmn.org. Share your experience with your friends and remember to follow the Public Theater of Minnesota on Facebook or Twitter.